If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. How low will they get? Well, we know they are willing to go into the sewers, crawling through the septic. Lower than that, to get people on board with their agendas. And this is one of the funnier things I've ever seen. CNN and other mainstream media outlets are all putting this article out there. And of course, this isn't to persuade people to tug on their emotions and make them upset. It's letters to Santa revealed. And they're revealing that the pandemic is playing a toll on these kids' lives. No way that Central Intelligence wrote these, or CNN themselves, or some of these media outlets themselves wrote these and put this out there. I guess Santa just sent them and forwarded them to CNN and the mainstream media, or I guess the post office did, which I guess would technically be illegal, right? I mean, do they have a right to reveal these kids' letters in the media? I'm sure that's some type of crossing the line with crimes. But in the spirit of Christmas, you have to hear this if you want a good laugh, to see just how badly, because stories like this come out to persuade people in different ways, right? We hear the stories about, the fear stories, right? They make you scared, make you get whatever they want you to get or do whatever they want you to do. They do stuff like this to play off of people's heartstrings, to get people to feel so bad about what's going on and to say, hey, you know what? I'll take responsibility too. I'll go and get, put this in my body, this shot, because the kids out there are suffering and it's tragic. We were all kids once, right? We all wrote letters to Santa. I guess kids are still writing letters to Satan Claus. Glad that the parents haven't learned what Santa really is, but there's many Christians that do as well, not because they haven't been educated on it. They have been. It's because they're, as adults, refuse to let go. There's a lot of Christians out there, a lot of preachers out there that constantly still support Santa and Christmas and all this stuff and all these holidays because it plays on their heartstrings. It's like Disney, all these MK Ultra type things. They can't separate. They refuse to let go. And I'll be honest, when I first woke up, Christmas was the first year I was awake. I was bummed, when I learned about Christmas. And I didn't want to partake in it, and I didn't want to be a part of it, but I wanted to be a part of it still. Like, I wasn't ready to let go. The tree, the lights. It had nostalgia, At this stage in my life, I couldn't care less about a stupid tree, about giving presents, the whole thing. You just got to get through it one year, and then you're just like, whatever. You could think back on your childhood and good memories. That's why people refuse to let it go. But in reality, the Bible forbids us from partaking in these types of rituals. And if you don't know about winter solstice and Nimrod and Santa, Satan Claus, and what this stuff is all originating from, it's all pagan. And I don't care if people want to defend it who are Christians, it just pretty much means you're weak, because it means that you have kids and you can't yourself separate from it because you're a baby inside as well, probably. And that's just a fact. If it hurts anyone's feelings, I'm sorry, but it's true. Now, if you want to do this, I'm not saying you're going to hell for doing it. I'm just saying I'm not in, and I wouldn't raise my kids to be in. And I don't know if anyone else should, but that's for them to decide on their own. Now, let's have a laugh, shall we? Letters to Santa from kids about the pandemic. CNN, here we go. Jonah wants nothing from Santa this year except for a cure for the C19. Isn't that sweet? Anthony told Santa he wants a magical button. And you always get magic involved, right, folks? Magical button he could press to transport him away from the weary reality of the pandemic. So the kids are worn out from the pandemic. Home from school. I mean, look, if this was going on when I was like 12, 10, I'd be thrilled to be home every day, not having to wake up and go to the institution. You know, as a kid, what do you do anyway? You go outside and you play. I mean, I guess maybe kids can't do that now because their parents won't let them. Even though originally when everything started, they said we could be outdoors and not have to wear these things on our face. But that's another story for another day. Jasmine's Christmas list is short and to the point. This year, I would like the end of the C19, world peace, climate control, and a new Xbox. And I'm 100% sure this is coming directly from a young child named Jasmine. Again, the end of C19, world peace for the Antichrist, climate control, and of course a new Xbox. They throw that in there so that you think it's still a child writing it. Yeah, all the kids out there want climate control. They couldn't even explain it. They don't even know what they're pretending and claiming climate control is. Crying out loud. The media. See what they do, folks? In their letters to Santa, kids across the U.S. are still asking for toys, clothes, Legos, and video games, but in a year filled with illness and uncertainty, a review of letters addressed to the North Pole and collected through the Post Office Operation Santa program reveals the pandemic is weighing heavily on kids. Some are imploring Satan, to make the C19 go away. Others are asking for masks for Christmas. So the kids who aren't asking for climate control and to get rid of the C19 are asking for masks for Christmas. Can't make it up. Does anyone out there who has kids? I mean, why don't you comment in the comment section? You know somebody with kids? You know if they're like, or you're an aunt or you're an uncle, right? They calling you up and you know, oh, what can I get my niece here for Christmas? Masks. She really wants a new mask. She wants a mask with skull and bones on it, probably, right? Give me an absolute break. But people buy this stuff because they go to this and they think everything is real. They don't believe that people would manipulate you emotionally. Oh boy. Here's the letter from Jonah. Dear Santa, I don't want anything for Christmas, but I would like to ask you if you can do me a favor. Can you please find a cure for the C19 and give it to us to save the world? Thank you. Well, luckily, Jonah, CNN will let you know that the cure is here. All you gotta do is stick out your arm, put in the needle, and let's go. Right? And then it all just vanishes like a fart in the wind, and everything's back to normal, even though, I mean, anyone know anybody that, you know what I mean? Wink, wink. So that's a cute letter from Jonah. Here's another one for anyone out there. Whew. Get ready to cry. This year has been rough. This year because Corona, C-R-O-N-A, because they're trying to make, look like a kid. This year has been rough. This year because of Corona. But I was hoping I could get some Lego sets because my mom said she can't get anything for me for Christmas because she is not getting paid as much, so she can't afford anything. And that's what the kid is writing to Santa Claus, right? Just a reminder that people have lost jobs over this, and we're going to blame it on what's happening and not blame it on Big Brother, who has left open McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken, and these fast food places, these monopolies, but has shut down all small business restaurants and in-dining experiences. And they say, well, you can do pickup. Oh, how convenient for 5-star restaurants or restaurants that serve lobster and steak. Yeah, because that's what people want. They want to go to a place 20 minutes away, pick up a steak, and bring it home and eat it nice and cold, right? And the restaurant wants to stay open so it could do 1/100th of its normal business because nobody's going to order takeout from these places. They'll probably end up going to McDonald's because it's cheaper and they know it's going to get cold anyway, right? But of course, it's because of everything that's happening. Let's be smart about it here and not point the finger at anyone. So I don't know what the Postal Service does here, but I mean, I guess they're just giving out people's mail to CNN. I mean, if I was a kid, I wouldn't want my letter. If I wrote one to Satan Claus, I wouldn't want it on CNN. And if I was a parent, I'd feel violated saying, well, you're going through people's letters and then giving it to the news, to the media. And why would you think they do that? Because they care so much about these kids and they want them to have presents? Or because they want to make people feel guilty and shame them so that they go, wait in line, and get it put inside them. And I ain't talking about, you know what I mean? Yeah, Just, just food for thought. But Christmas, folks, Satan Claus, and I didn't mean to offend anybody out there if you still partake. I know a lot of people don't know. I know there's a lot of Christian preachers, ministers on TV in local towns, on YouTube. They love to spend hours and debate people, and the reality of the matter is their information couldn't be more inaccurate. And the reason that they defend it is because they love it, and they can't live without it. And like giant children, they can't separate from Christmas and Halloween and Easter, putting out a stupid basket with eggs. They can't separate from this stuff because they want to celebrate it. So go ahead and celebrate it, but don't sit here and tell people that it's not a satanic pagan holiday, because it is. All you gotta do is look up Nimrod. All right? Give me a break. But these kids, again, I feel horrible for these 40-year-olds who are writing these Christmas letters to CNN. I mean, these kids out there who are sending this to Santa, Satan, and then the postal workers are opening it and sending it to CNN. Totally horrible. Shouldn't happen. I'm wiping tears out of my eyes as we speak. A reminder, please check out the website at callforanuprising.com. $2.99 a month. Well worth it. I'll say it again. I'll say it a million times. Well worth it. You can put your stuff up there, your videos. You can interact with people. You can share your thoughts. You're looking for like-minded people, that's the place to be. Thank the patrons again, and thank everyone out there who supports this channel, gives it thumbs up, shares the videos, watches the ads. That stuff all goes a long way. I appreciate it greatly. And again, it's been a rough year for the kids being home from school, because that's not every kid's dream come true, not having to go to the institution every day and getting to sleep in and play video games all day or whatever they do. They'd rather be at school learning this really important education that they learn at school about, the history of the world that's completely fake and everything else. So, poor kids. I feel for you. I mean, poor writers at CNN and the mainstream media. Thank you again for listening to today's show. God bless all of you and your families.